But this is why I'm embracing the 21st century, because I am on the road. I'm in all these weird places, and it started to feel like run down and stuff. And I wasn't. Here's another thing: is I wasn't eating meat for a long time, and I started eating meat again, and I feel so much stronger. I literally would be in the green room like tired. Like I'm like, I'm not old. Why am I tired? Before a show at 10 o'clock, and I really think I just wasn't getting enough protein. I really was just like eating salads in between. Once I started kind of drifting back.
Were you vegetarian or vegan?
Vegetarian. Well, I would go back and forth, but mostly vegetarian.
So sometimes you were
vegan for like a year.
For a whole year?
Yeah.
How'd that go? Did you start
hard.
criticizing people?
It's hard. I got very snotty.
Yeah?
I felt better than everyone. Like I thought I was better than everybody else. No, it's a very difficult thing to do.
Yeah, you got to really make sure that you monitor your protein correctly. Like people say, where do you get your protein from? And they're like, what about this gorilla? Listen, bitch, you're not a gorilla, okay? You're not a fucking horse either. Horses eat hay all day and they're fine. They have giant muscles.
Right.
Your body's different, dummy. Like people need certain amounts of protein, and you certainly need a complex amino acid profile. And some proteins that you're getting from plants, they don't have a full amino acid profile. So if you're gonna go vegan and you want to really make sure that your diet is balanced, you got to really do some reading. Really pay attention to what. Quinoa's good. Quinoa's really good. Hemp is one of the best.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, hemp protein. There's some stuff that we sell at Onnit called Hemp Force protein powder, and it's one of the best ones because it's super easy to digest. It's a very fine protein.
Yeah.
It's really expensive because we have to get it from fucking Canada. It's one of the goofiest laws that we have going today in this country that you can't grow hemp.
Still.
Yeah. Well, some states are allowing it now, and it's eventually going to roll out, and it's going to be nationwide. But it's one of the easiest things to grow.
Yeah, it grows like bamboo.
Grows
like
crazy.
Weed.
Doesn't require nearly the amount of service that other plants do. It's essentially it's a weed.
Yeah.
But anyway, the point is it's a full amino acid profile.
Right.
And there's only a few plants that are like that. I don't know what other ones. There's a couple.
In all honesty, I was doing it for health. I was doing it because I have a lot of high cholesterol and heart stuff in my family, and I was like, I didn't want to go on any drugs, and I was like, I'm just going to keep it at bay, and I'm going to eat clean, and I ate that way for a long time, and eventually, just this last year, my genetics kind of caught up to me, and it was like I'm eating this way, and still my cholesterol was high. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to go on a statin and lower it.
You are?
Yeah. And
what about exercise?
I exercise.
What do you do?
I run and weights.
The reason why I asked this is Anthony Bourdain was on statins, and he got on statins just because his body was he was constantly going on the road and traveling and drinking and eating food, and his body wasn't responding well to that.
Right.
And he had real problems with his blood pressure, and just decided, well, I could either restrict my diet, which to him is offensive.
Yeah.
Because he's a chef, and it's a big part of his thing.
Yeah.
And especially with his job.
Yeah. Eating stuff all around the world.
Get on these statins. So he got on the statins, but then he got into jiu-jitsu. Got obsessed with jiu-jitsu, lost 30 pounds, got off the statins.
Yeah.
Now he's super healthy.
Well, that's the thing. I had high cholesterol, and I said I'm not going to go on the statins. So I increased how I was working out. I went vegan for a long time and lowered it. I was able to lower it and keep it at bay, doing that for a while. And it just started inching up, started kind of coming back. And I don't know. So I just figured it's the 21st century. Let me embrace the technology.
But there is negative consequences with your liver. Isn't that correct?
You have to be tested. You have to stay on top of it. You got to do your blood work. Or
is that an issue?
I've only been on it for a couple months.
Oh, so you just recently got on it.
Brand new.
Now, have you ever thought about cutting bread out and pasta and sugar?
Yes, I've thought about it. And I didn't like what I was thinking.
While you're eating a sandwich? Imagine if I couldn't have this.
No, the bread thing is really new. Like, I wasn't eating a lot of bread. This is pretty new, and I do love it. The problem, honestly, is I grew up. Food is a celebration. Food is a way to unite people. Food, it was a big Italian family.
Yeah.
Pasta was a part of it. And I was like, eating as a vegan, I walked into a Italian grocer in Burbank, and the salamis and the prosciutto are hanging from the ceiling next to the provolone, and there's pastas, and there's breads, and there's gelato. And I'm like, my ancestors would just pummel me in the alley if I was like, I'm not eating this because I'm a vegan. And I'm like, it's too much fun. It's too much fun to celebrate and live life and do this. So if I could just do that once in a while, I can't say I'm going to be a vegan and not eat that stuff for the rest of my life. I'm not going to do it.
Of all the people that I've ever suggested healthy diets to, no one looked at me more disgusted than Artie Lang. When Artie was in here and he was talking to me about it, he's like, I gotta lose weight, and he's talking about this, and I was talking to him about cutting off pastas and breads and all this, and he looked at me like, what the fuck are you saying? He was like offended.
Yeah.
Like in his eyes, somehow or another, he is going to eventually figure out how to lose all this weight without changing a goddamn thing about his lifestyle or his diet. But that kind of thinking is also why he's so hilarious.
So funny. You know, he's
just a wild motherfucker.
A wild motherfucker that devours everything around him.
Including gambling. You ever talk to him about gambling?
Yes, he's a cyclone.
I put 500 grand on this to win. Like, what? You put what? Hold on. How long does it take you to make that? 500,000. You had a $500,000 bet.
Right.
Oh my God. Like, I hear shit like that. My palms start sweating. I am terrified of gambling. Oof. Because I know way too many people that do it.
Yeah.
And rich people.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Like my friend Dana White, who's the president of the UFC. He's rich.
Right.
And he will gamble. And he's lost as much as $1 million in a night.
Wow.
Fuck that.
$1 million.
Dude, I wouldn't be able to sleep for a month.
No way.
I'd be freaking the fuck out. I'd be freaking the fuck out. I'd be like, what am I doing? Like, what's wrong with me?
Yeah, well, like, why is that worth it? Like,
we won $7 million one night.
What?
Exactly.
$7 million?
$7 million. Won it in one night.
I wonder how different the rush is winning $500 to $7 million.
Oh, it's way different, Tom Papa.
Really?
It's $6,995,000.
Can you go up to the guy like, I want it now? I'd like to take this with me now.
Well, they don't like to pay you.
Right.
Because like they like to keep it in the casino.
Sure.
And
$7 million.
They paid him in garbage bags. They wanted to give him cash. They didn't even give him a bag. He had to go and get garbage bags. So they came back with those fucking black hefty bags, and they stuffed $7 million in hefty bags, and then left the casino.
And said, take it if you want it?
When you have $7 million in garbage bags and you're leaving, you're like a small child with a sandwich walking through a room full of wolves. It's like, maybe you'll make it to the door. Maybe one of these wolves is just not going to listen. Like,
gee, how many bags would that be?
I don't know. If it's $100 bills, which I assume it is, right? I know there are $1,000 bills, correct? But
there are.
Have you ever seen one?
No, I wonder who's on it.
Your mother.
There's even a
Oh,
hey, mama!
There's a $5,000?
There's a $500 bill.
Oh, really?
Yes, I recently saw someone hand it to Trump and he signed it or some shit like that.
Really? Huh.
Do you feel like you're deprived when you eat this way?
No.
You don't feel deprived of anything?
No.
Because it doesn't seem...
the benefits are extreme. Like, physically, I feel great. And
So-
this is like the stuff that I just drank, the stuff in front of you. This is exogenous ketones, because my body's essentially in a ketogenic state. So I take this mineral and amino acid supplement. It's called Ketogenics.
What's a ketogenic state?
Ketogenic state means your body's burning fat as opposed to burning carbohydrates. And one way to manipulate that state and to make sure that your body stays ketogenic, is you take exogenous ketones. And this stuff allows your body to go back into a state of ketosis, which means it's primarily using fat as fuel versus using... Meanwhile, people right now are going, will you stop fucking talking about your diet, Rogan? Jesus Christ.
I'm interested. Screw
Tom
them.
Papa brought it up, folks. I wouldn't have said it. You're all right.
God.
Nothing happened. We're good.
No. I'd like to eat lean. I'd like to cut some of that stuff. I don't eat that much
You
bread
ain't
and
cutting
pasta.
out shit, buddy.
I would. I'll do it.
You and Artie Lang get together and come up with a diet plan.
I'll do it.
It's called the make-believe diet plan. Let's make believe one day we're going to do something different. No, I don't feel different because I still eat like really healthy and really delicious foods.
How's this different from Atkins?
Atkins is mostly protein, and the problem with that is, and it does kind of put you in a state of ketosis, but that's not really what your body wants. Apparently, your body wants more fats than it does protein, and there's
so you're eating fattier.
Yeah, but what I'm eating is like a lot of avocados, a lot of coconut oil, a lot of things along those lines, almond butter, and when you eat a lot of nuts and things like, you're getting fats that are healthy,
right.
Oils and fats that your body processes really well. The biggest benefit, and this is something that my friend Denny had said to me, and this is a thing I recognize too, is cognitive. Like, I'm more awake during the day. Yeah, and I'm
That's
even.
huge.
Like, the way I am right now here at 12:20, I'll be like this at 7 o'clock at night.
Really?
I'm even through the day. I was never even before, man.
No, you crash in the afternoon.
I'd have these fucking meals, and then I'd want to take a nap.
Yeah.
That's not there anymore. So after I eat, when I eat, like, what I normally eat is like salads with avocado and some sort of piece of protein, whether a piece of fish or chicken or something like
Right.
that, or meat. When I eat like that, I don't get tired.
Right.
It's my body's telling me, like, look, this is way more efficient. It's way better for us. And it's not like I'm eating fucking cardboard and tofu.
Right.
It's delicious food.
Yeah.
It's just no bread, no pasta.
And what about your family?
They eat whatever the fuck they want.
Do you sit down and eat dinner
Yeah,
with them?
Yeah.
And you have a different
occasionally-
meal than they do?
Well, I just eat different stuff. Like, one of the things I eat, if we have pasta, I eat squash. I take squash, like zucchini squash,
Right.
and I run it through this machine. It's like this thing that spins. You
Uh-huh.
crank this handle, and it twirls this zucchini through this cutter
Right.
that makes these little swirly pasta-like noodle things.
Right.
And then I put spaghetti sauce on that.
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
And your kid's like, Dad, what are you doing?
They don't mind. They even eat some of it. They're used to it.
Right.
My kids have eaten everything. Like,
Right.
that's exactly what it is. Oh, that's right from my page. That's the it twirls it
Wow.
into those noodles, and then that's ground venison.
So, Joe, if you eat like this and then that one meal you had pasta, does that blow the whole thing?
No. But it puts you out of it knocks you out of ketosis. But
Right.
this stuff right here knocks you right back in. So, like, even you could have like a syrupy glass of soda and then have this stuff,
Yeah.
and it'll put you right back into ketosis.
Really?
Yeah. It's just manipulating the way your body processes fuel.
Right.
And I just find, just for me, that when my body, and not just me, like Brendan Schaub, my buddy who got on it a few months ago, like 2 months ago or something like that, he's lost a shitload of weight. He looks great. Everybody
Really?
I know that's done it loves it.
Really?
Yeah, I just don't think that your body's meant to eat that much sugar and that many processed carbohydrates. I just don't think it is.
No, they're not.
You can do
Absolutely.
it. You can do
Absolutely.
it.
That's even like with this bread. It's like, that was the only thing that would be the carb that you would eat. You know what I mean? You would
Right.
have a little, the percentage in your diet was so small.
Right.
Then you were eating vegetables and you're eating
Yeah.
meats and fish and nuts and
Salads, folks. Eat some fucking salad. It's so important. That's one of
all
the things
I
that
eat.
drives me the most crazy about vegans. One of the things is they'll assume that you don't eat what they eat.
right.
Like, like vegans, like,
Right.
this guy was like telling me, like, I'm eating all these vegetables and I'm getting all these nutrients and you're not. I go, well, actually I am, because I'm eating all those vegetables too.
Right.
But I also have steak.
Right.
Like, what the fuck are you like, this idea that they're mutually exclusive is so stupid.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, yeah, you definitely should have vegetables. Everyone
Yeah.
should eat vegetables. But the idea that you shouldn't eat meat because we're not designed for meat, that becomes like an ideological argument. Then they start saying things like, like the body was not designed for that. Human beings are herbivores. No, actually we're not. It's not only that, it's proof positive. It's been proven that one of the main reasons why the human brain got large is because of meat consumption.
Right.
Yeah, the monkeys figured out, look, there's better protein out there.
Right.
We got to start eating some whatever the fuck they ate. What did they eat?
You see, they just found this Walt Whitman guide. Someone found it in a library. It was like this finding of a Walt Whitman stuff that he wrote that people hadn't seen before, so they got excited. It was about health. It was about a guide to being a healthy man or something. And the first
Really?
thing was eat meat.
Yeah, of course.
That was his first thing.
Well, that's what people thought back then.